the Poppy coming in. That's one thing. And the other thing is scaling. Definitely not on their side. Scaling much stronger on the side of Dewish team. So, like you said, it might come down to ID diff at the end of the day. DCG still, much talented roster. But Dewish team, I want to commend Sen once again. Throughout this split, he has given us some of the best draft. He's very consistent with his drafts. He knows what he's doing. He always finds a win condition for his team. And I feel like he's an incredibly underrated coach coming into this season.
Absolutely. And I think I want to give Dewish team some credit as well, because like you look at where they are in the standings and it'd be easy to just say, yeah, of course they've changed names, but they're still having a lot of the same problems. They're still not coordinating. I think this team has grown. I think they have developed. And yeah, the results haven't necessarily shown it all the time, but they have beaten a number of teams that I don't think we expected. They took a game off Frank Esports. They have one of their 2 wins was against this very squad, Deep Cross Gaming, and they did it in a very stylish fashion. They actually didn't beat Sem9, the team below them. So, they could correct that tomorrow potentially, as they will have a rematch. But that's just the thing. Like, Dewish team, I feel like have gotten better. It's just unfortunate that other teams have gotten better alongside them.
Yeah,
as far as they're concerned.
I want to make a comparison, and that is this Dewish team would have been a 5th place team in spring. I'm not making this up. I think they're better than last year's MFT, and last year's MFT was 6th place. So, take it what as you will. I feel like
it's a bold take.
It's just the league itself has gotten so much better, so much more rapidly. Dewish team, definitely a huge step forward, but just not enough. If we're looking at this level 1, this could potentially be disaster right here. DCG on the top side. We're not even spotted. So Hana is going to get a very comfortable spot where he doesn't have to run into the Kazakhs.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice adaptation. But let's talk a little bit about this Kazakhs, because we don't often get to see the Void Bug. So talk me through this early game that WSL is going to want to do. It probably is going to be a little slowed down by that red buff steal.
So I think this isn't the first time that WSL has gone for these super risky assassins. I like the idea here because it's just a champion that can pump raw damage onto Lucian and kill him very easy. There's not a whole lot that Lucian just got nearly takes out. And
what was that about negating damage? He's going to have a lot to deal with. I mean, Woody and Kriskata are a fantastic bot lane too. Like something we didn't even really talk about in our pregame is just how deadly these two are. Like Kriskata, I still maintain he was, if it weren't for Shun, best AD carry rookie of the split.
Absolutely.
But that's, a whole nother story. WSL is here down on the bottom side for the level 3 Kazakhs gang. Now the red dash forward into the exhaust. Bang 2 turns around. Let's see if they've got the damage. Here comes WSL. They see it. They need that Aqua Prison to land. He flashes immediately. Tastes some fear. And, ooh, a nice body block. The minions doing extra work. And here comes Hana now. Says it's my turn.
Yeah, no isolation damage here being taken by Kriskata, so he's able to walk out just completely fine here. Good attempt, and they do get multiple flashes. So this is super important. I feel like this is a massive win for Dewish team, because the most important win condition for DCG is they need to snowball bot lane. If they don't snowball bot lane, they're kind of just dead. So
fairly telegraphed too.
Yeah, playing without summoners, big question marks on DCG and how they can access this.
Okay, ooh, taking a little bit low here against Leaky. That's dangerous. Playing without health bar, yeah, he gets out. You're right, though. Yeah, not having the summoners does mean that the repeat gank is very much a possibility to trade a little bit more efficiently as well. Worth pointing out, too, that the Ignite and the heal swapped. Lucian, Nami, I love it. Aggressive plays, aggressive decisions.
And WSL is going to find this blue buff. I will say he's very far behind in the camp departments. I can tell that 3 camps behind already. But Hana's not going to spot him.
Yeah, that's actually really lucky for WSL. Maybe less lucky for Zhao, though. He's a little bit low. Eats the charm. Oh, and it looks like it's too easy. Steadfast presence. He just walks in to deliver first blood to Nesty.
Yeah, there was no way he was going to get out. I like that he held on to the flash right there. With the red buff being applied, he was a dead man. He knew that too. So just going to teleport back into lane.
All the same. Nice rotation by Hana. He is going to realize that he gave up a couple of camps in exchange for that as he walks through. And, uh-oh. The bamboozle.
The bug.
No. Well, at least he's got his Mark Wolf as well. So, juggle a little bit, trade back and forth. WSL going to have a lot of pressure to try and make the play. And, ooh, look at that. Hana knew exactly where WSL must be based on that info. question mark pings on the Krug camp immediately.
A good timer is being collected right there, so it should mean that Leaky is completely fine. And looking at this bot lane, this is what I was worried about. The Lulu versus Nami matchup actually favors the Lulu in most instances because Lulu can just shove you in, and you have Bane 2 already with the Vamp Scepter, which means that unless you all-in him, he can just kind of sit the wave, shove it in again, and just heal up over and over again. Very easy way to play this. So if Dewish team, they just have vision in the bot side, and they keep Nesty in lane, they can safely scale up. That's a pretty solid game plan for them.
Yeah. I think it's nice. I mean, yeah, they wanted to try and stop the snowball or maybe make one of their own with WSL, but they still have a lot of late game potential. I think the struggle might be if Lakunai gets the bad end of another trade there, but oh my goodness, what a wallbang flash from Hana, delivering another kill to Nesty. All right, all of a sudden you got to start looking out for, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the snowballing Nesty Ari?
Yeah, that
felt weird.
That's gonna be a big one right there. I love the way that that Hana actually played that one out. He held the steadfast presence. That means you can't use the E. So Xiaotu doesn't even attempt to use the E first. He's trying to walk out, and then you see Hana just flash in. A lot of mind games being done right there. Really nicely played. Either way, Xiaotu was in a bad position. He either had to burn a preemptive flash, and still most likely be chased down right there, or he was just going to run into a steadfast presence and get knocked up.
Oh,
Hana
no.
seems to really like this spot. He likes his chicken.
Oh boy. All right. Setting up a tent in this mid lane, although Leaky is going to be coming in as well.
Xiaotu, come on.
Xiaotu, 1v3, glacial presence, steadfast presence, no chance. Tries to get the Emperor's Divide. He actually gets away. Fool me once, fool me twice. The third time. Oh no, he stayed. The autos. Oh, he's gonna. Oh.
He's fine. He's fine.
He's fine. He's fine. Whew. I'm sweating it. Xiaotu. Gotta be safe, man.
Little bit unfortunate. Hana actually pulled the trigger too quickly on the E there, so he doesn't get the second stun, and it was just a reposition. Ideally, he could have let Strani hit the crowd control and then look for the wall bang. A little bit of crowd control overlap there. It does allow Xiao to walk out. Realistically, he should have been a dead man. I'll be just completely honest there. That was more about execution, mishaps on TCG's side rather than Xiao 2.
Down bottom, what's happening there?
He's getting the racks here.
They get swatted on the ward. Okay. Yeah, I mean, at this point, Chris Scott and Woody, they're pushing in so deep, they're just dirty farming. So Enhao and Bang 2 have to back off. They know that there's a huge amount of pressure. But if they don't give up a kill here, WSL's actually started off on this Herald, but wait, Enhao and Bang 2, they go forward again, eating a culling. Here comes the Poppy. Steadfast presence, they get a little extra hits, but not enough for the execution, not close enough for the wall bang. Xiaotu gets charmed as he was backing, not even in vision. I think it was just a pure guess by Nesty there, and he's going to get the solo kill. WSL can't get there to help him.
Definitely was a educated guess. He had the ward in the backside. He knew he probably was going over to a river. So WSL, I feel like this Herald was way too costly. He showed himself topside, so DCG instantly go for the 3-man tower dive. Bang 2 and Enhao are now behind a full level, and they haven't been able to farm. They also gave up 3 plates, and then you also had Xiaotu dying mid. So I really don't agree with WSL's play here. I feel like the Herald was way too costly in this situation.
Thinks he's playing Belveth, man.
True. They are both from the Void.
They are. It's they could be related. I don't want to make any assumptions one way or the other. Here's the replay. Nesty. Yeah. Okay. So he actually.
No, he didn't have vision of that.
No, that's just global. Okay. Yeah. No, it was a really good guess actually. Nesty just game sensed that. Yeah. No chance there. WSL is just way too late. Doesn't want to give up. He could have gotten soloed as well. I mean, Nesty's very far ahead. This is really weird to see, because he hasn't really played Ari all summer. He had played it in spring, but he was even then not really known for like a snowballing kind of pick. But Hana's just camped his lane out. I think they've identified that Xiaotu has problems with playing around vision, it seems.
Yeah, I think Xiaotu he shoves out a lot of times when he has no wards on his left or right side. It feels like the coordination between him and WSL definitely off. WSL not really covering for him. And DCG, it's so weird because I feel like if Dewish team just didn't make any moves, they would have been better off. But the Herald play and now the tower dive feels a bit inevitable. It's just, I think WSL should not have shown themselves. The implied threat of him being off the map was so much greater than just doing a solo Herald. Like, they lost so much tempo, they lost so much gold. There's no way this Herald is ever going to be worth it here. And they also gave the snowball to Nesty. Now Nesty can just roam bot lane and also get the Lucian fed.
It's going to be the Dragon start here for Deep Cross 2. A little bit later in this game, and they really haven't needed to focus on those objectives, so the Hextech will go over, uncontested. 11 on the clock now, WSL. He spotted but jumped on immediately, and oh, what was he even doing there? He should have been able to see them coming a mile away.
Yeah, the positioning was weird. I feel like WSL thought he was in the brush, but he really wasn't in the brush. So he gave up great positioning, easy find, and now Nesty is on the roam.
Oh, Glacial Prison does go a little bit wide. However, Nesty should be able to close this one. They use the charm out to the right, and Lacune just doesn't move. Kind of counter predicts it there. They still should be able to get the kill. Took a little while as Nesty was forced to pop his stopwatch. And here we go again. A familiar scene down bottom looking for the Poppy dive. And How and Bang 2 are going to be clinging for life here as they do spot the Poppy. No wall bang, do turn it around, but this tower is not long for the rift.
Yeah, we do see the Herald being popped the other way out of necessity, just down the mid lane here.
Oh, lightning crash into it. They just actually get the bang into the tower, but Hana, he goes too deep. The tower falls a little late. Now WSL on the charge with Bang 2 and Enhao just behind. They could probably turn this one around. The double kill, the triple kill, and all of a sudden, Dewish team has a Fed Zeri.
What was that? That was... Oh, Okay, this is either the most impressive fake out that we have seen, or it's just DCG just kind of inting. One of two possibilities, and it could be both.
Why can't it be both? Why can't it be both? I feel like they full sent it here. Hana really, really wanted this kill.
Yeah, he took a lot of damage coming through the first time already. You know, he took a tower shot here. And let's see if he actually lands the crowd control. You know, Bang 2 actually just gets out of the Nami wave, and Hana chooses the worst moment to re-engage. Wild Growth saves Bang 2, WSL comes in, Friscata has to run. And I think what happened right there is DCG, because they saw the Herald mid lane, they knew it was on WSL, they didn't expect him to arrive there so quickly. They thought WSL must have been around mid.
That's the difference, right? Like the threat of the causes, but also like I do think it was a good fake out, but I also think Deep Cross tunneled super hard on that kill. So as it stands, they still have a gold lead. They still have the gold lead, but they give over enough to complete that Immortal Shield bow first onto Bang 2. Meanwhile, the swap comes back up top. This is a 2v3 with Nesty here. They flash away from the charm. They're gonna be able to reset though.
Yeah, this is the magic of WSL. He has the worst early games of any jungler. And then he comes back and saves it all. It's so beautiful to watch.
His portrait is on screen right now. You got to look into those eyes. Those are the eyes of a stone cold killer. You cannot predict what this man will do.
Absolutely, he is so stoic in his approach to the game. He is unperturbed by losing lanes, by losing flashes early on. He will do what WSL does. It's so weird, but he catches people off guard so often in his games. It's really fun to watch.
It also feels like he's untiltable, too. You were talking about how he's stoic. Like, I feel like if you're on a team that is usually down very low in the standings and has been for some time, like, it's very valuable to have that, like, rock-solid mental. Because you can just rally and come back in these unexpected situations. Tower does fall up top. So Deep Cross are able to eventually get rid of it. Dewish team can't hold on to it. WSL... this is probably not a red you want to fight over, but then again, Lacune is here to close the trap. We get a full-on 5v5. WSL just take a full face of culling, and that is going to be him out of this one. Unanswered, Nesty looking for something himself, does land the charm into the Orbit Deception combination onto Xiaotu. Would he taking out some of the Zeri damage, but I don't think Dewish Team are just up yet, and Lakune gets hit mostly vertically as Bang2 gets charmed up for days. Deep cross, they're looking for more here on the reset now. Lakune isolated, and that's the double kill for Nesty. Snowballing on the Ahri, looking for the triple himself. Charm doesn't land, but doesn't matter. They still will be able to pump the damage into the Azir. Not enough to finish the job.
Oh, Dewish Team had an opportunity to swing that fight, but Bang2 walks point blank right into a Charm. Just dies. He's the most fed member, and they lose the team fight straight afterwards. So, you know, DCG with a much better engage plan. They come from different angles. WSL, what can I say? I don't think... I don't think
don't praise him anymore.
Was a good idea.
You praise him, something bad will happen, like this.
Yeah, so that's one member down, one ultimate down. Bang2 tries to go for the heroics, and he really makes it work here. Lakunai does a good job with his angle of attack, but unfortunately here, look at Bang2. This is just inexcusable. He just walks to his death here. Doesn't get any of the auto attacks down. What they were looking to do was to probably chase down onto the Poppy, and Lakunai actually had a pretty good ultimate, canceling the Keeper's verdict to make sure they could chase.
Oh my goodness, we're right back into it, and all of a sudden, I didn't see the setup happen here, but Lakune going to be popped down, in goes the tower as well. Deep Cross Gaming, I think they've realized the switch can be flipped. Charm does land onto the Lulu, and how gets blown to smithereens. Talk about the burst damage coming out of the Lucian Nami. That's kill number 10.
People forget that Nesty actually plays Ahri. I forgot for the entirety of the split, and now he shows it. That gives them something to think about if you go into the postseason against DCG. It's not just about the Talia, it's also about the Ahri.
Yeah, and he's just doing so well this game. I mean, it was a great setup early for Hana, just taking advantage of just the positional difference that Xiaotu was presenting constantly, allowing Nesty to get a few kills, snowballs, and of course, on this Ahri now has a 13-stack Medjay Soul Stealer. We're two out of 3 on Medjay's today, Clem, and I don't know what that says about these games.
Bang2, you're spotted. Bang2, please.
Okay. Zeri is a very mobile champion, but that doesn't mean a thing if you get CC'd for days.
Yeah, Bang2, you really need to step back. If you look at the map, the mid jungle is setting up a death brush in the top lane. This is not when you want to poke your head out too far in mid. So, you know, they finally do realize their predicament, and Dewish Team, I love this for Dewish Team, when they're behind, they always go for the 2-man death brush. They have the Shanghai connection, these two players, they're, you know, connecting overseas, and they just go into a lane, someone waits in a brush. I have to say, it's actually worked out a lot of times, more times than I would bother to admit.
Probably more times than it honestly should, but yeah, you know, hey, if it does, don't knock it. As DCG will be able to knock down the Rift Herald for themselves. 18 minutes in the game. They're also building that Drake stack. We haven't really talked about it, but the Infernal will be sole point coming up in about 3.5 minutes. So in terms of objectives, really favoring what Deep Cross can do. And after that oopsie, I want to say, down bottom, Bang2 is looking better than Kriskata, but it's flipped back and around, right? Yeah. Kriskata gets a handful of kills himself, and all of a sudden, well, he was in the item deficit. Now he's the first to 2 items with the collector completed.
So DCG are going for full burst at this point. You know, they're not even trying to play a late game. They do have the gold lead to go for this anyway. They're 6,000 gold ahead. So the question here is, how do Dewish Team actually stall this one out? I feel like WSL actually did a very smart thing, which is he went for the Void rack enhancement here as Lakunai.
Hold on a second. Okay. They get the wall bang, but it doesn't really do all that much, and the Poppycopter gets reset. Lakune, they actually have the chase down here. The teleport can be forced on both sides. Here comes Nessie over the wall. Doesn't land the charm into Bang2. However, Lakune going to be left for dead here. They have to get something out of it. The Glacial Prison goes down, and even though they thought they had the turn, they lose Lakune and How, and the charm once again into the wall bang. Knocks, bops, locked and loaded, and everybody's going to town. Hana will lose his own life, but DCG still trade out better.
The most critical thing here is they actually kill the jungler, so there is no chance for a fast Baron playing to close.
It'd be a very fast Baron if it came down. We're still 35 seconds away.
True.
From it spawning on the Rift. The Crest are playing fast and loose right now.
Yeah, but they should be able to get this tower. WSL, I think, very cleverly did go for the spike racks, which gives you a massive slow against isolated targets. I think it's a 90% slow. So he could just play around the outskirts here, force everyone to cancel their backs. And, oh, there we go.
Yep, I was wondering. He had the vision. He had to know it was going down. Ah, that's what a Kha'Zix can do.
Fun times. We'll watch this again. Dewish team actually get a good find onto Kriskata here, but they're not able to finish off the kill. See Lukunai going for Woody, wastes 2 ultimates, which does give WSL a great opening into the fight here. But unfortunately, Bang2 isn't able to finish off after Nesty comes from the top side.
Whoa!
Why was he there?
I don't know. And how? He's going to go down too. Nesty looking for more of the wild growth popped on himself. And oh, Nesty, he sees the kill. He wants the kill. He won't get it though. Not that one anyways.
Dewish team, you guys really need to play the 1-3-1 a little bit more laid back, especially when Xiaotu is taking tower by himself here.
Bang2's got to stop face checking, man. He went right back to the scene of the crime where he knew that his top laner had just died. Yeah, this is going to be Baron.
WSL has to jump over. He doesn't have a flash to make it there.
There's Sejuani. There's Sejuani in front. Lakunai. This is actually not going
You
that
can get a single
fast.
kill.
They will land in the charm, but yeah, that's going to be the combo. He didn't even get a chance to really do much. There's an opportunity for a steal, but Leaky doing a great job of body blocking. Xiaotu trying to get something for his trouble here.
WSL going to try.
He maybe has it in. He's gotten charmed for days in the wave. He's going to be waving goodbye to that Baron buff. Took a while for Deep Cross, but they secure it on 5.
Really good setup from DCG. You know, they have Leaky across the board. Great pinpoint accuracy on Nesty. Once again, he lands the charm.
Nesty with the outplay on Xiaotu. I don't think that Sun Disc is a very fun disc. Nesty dashing around the sides. Spirit rushes and flexes on Xiaotu.
Nesty just making all the correct plays right here. We're going to get a recap of what happened to Bang2. Looks like it was Enhao face checking here. He had the body block for Kriskata, which left him in a bad position. But Bang2, okay, it's time. All right, that's inexcusable. I'm sorry. But
no, what are you doing? What are you doing, Bang2?
There was no reason to stay around. He already saved his.
Oh, calling! Kriskata! Pops the Lulu
Wild
into the shell
growth.
charge.
Didn't even come through.
You know, this. I was wondering why this felt so weird to watch, and I'm not just talking about Nesty's Ari. This feels weird because ever since the durability patch, I'm not expecting health bars to pop that fast.
Definitely not. Wow. And now didn't expect that either. The collector caught him off guard there. And WSL trying to cut the wave.
Isolation damage works the other way, my friend. You're the one who's isolated. Oh boy, that's going to be another push in. 18 kills to 5. Dewish team. This game has gotten out of hand fast. Bang2 had an opportunity with a misplay by Deep Cross and overforce down bottom early on, but it's been squandered. Dewish team still find the fights every now and again, but they just are getting bursted way too fast. Poppycopter wind up, Hana won't take it.
Well, DCG, you know, I think they can just take Infernal here, play it super slow and safe. They have a massive gold lead at this point. Just play the objectives on the rest of the map, and I don't see how Dewish team really approach this. The problem with Dewish team's composition is once they don't have anyone that can face check, they're relying on Agent WSL to get the job done. The map control is purely on the cockroach. So,
yeah.
well,
he was able to do it on Trundle last time against the team, but it was a very different set of circumstances. This is starting to look a little rough, and I think Deep Cross they have to be feeling good about how this game has gone, not just because they got the kills on priority targets, not because they had everything worked out, but because their execution has been good, but for a couple of mistakes. And I think those are the types of mistakes you learn from. This is one of those wins where you'll still take away a good amount from the tape, right? They have to close it, but they are well on their way.
I just don't think that Dewish team expected DCG to actually perma-gank Nesty. Like, that has not shown up on any of their replays or their
No, it's usually the opposite. Nesty usually doesn't stay in lane at all.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
So, Dewish team, Xiaotu giving over 3 kills early on Nesty, I think a big part what blew the game open. And then, I would say, I feel like WSL would have been better served.
Oh, gets slam.
Goodbye.
WSL gets popped. Bug splat. The only kind you want to see in a game of League of Legends. 24 Almost 25 minutes. Dewish team down. One member. Bang 2 forced to flash away. The
Bang
dash
two,
and
no.
burst it through him. And they're just dropping like flies at this point. Lacune, he can take a little bit longer, but I don't think he's taking anyone with him to the death realm. Deep Cross just staggering on that, and they burst it out. And how about that? A 10th kill in this game, I believe.
Oh boy,
That's going to be Xiaochu going down. Criscata finding the legendary, and they're just having fun with this one. Deep Cross Gaming, they may have lost the last time against Dewish, but they will not make the same mistake twice. At 25 minutes, Dewish team, they're going down in Deep Cross Gaming. How about a nice sip of Nest tea?
A full stack Naja's to boot right there.